Okay, so for my book talk, I am doing Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was remade into the movie Blade Runner, which has a sequel that no one asked for coming out. The plot is that in the future, or more specifically in the year 2021, San Francisco detective Rick Deckard has to hunt down a group of Andes, or androids, that are illegally living on Earth. Meanwhile, there's the subplot with a low IQ repairman named Isidore, who befriends a mysterious young woman named Pris Stratton, who, let's just say, is more than she seems. I understand that's an incredibly cliche and vague description, but I can't spoil any of the plot, so that's the best I can give. A relatively simple plot, but in terms of how it relates to noir literature, it's your standard story from the hard-boiled era about the hard-boiled detective hunting the criminal or solving the mystery in the shady underbelly of a corrupt society with a slew of shady supporting characters. Only it's in the future, and there's a whole bunch of sci-fi mumbo-jumbo peppered in there. So, that's fun. The novel is set in a post-apocalyptic San Francisco. The world's still dealing with the fallout of a recent nuclear war that no one really remembers why it was fought in the first place. As a result of the radiation, a bunch of the human population is genetically or mentally damaged, and all the non-damaged people get to live on Mars, so a majority of Earth now looks like a huge dump. As a result, the city's overcrowded, full of cynicism and corruption. While most noir novels are typically set in LA, this novel's not, but it embodies kind of like a lot of the spirit of LA in noir time. You know, sort of like the abundance of shadiness, corruption, cynicism, or rich people running around doing whatever they want, massive overcrowding and overpopulation. Right. The characters of the novel are probably the noir-iest aspect of the novel. You have all the classic noir archetypes. You have Rick Deckard, a detective working for the San Francisco Police Department who embodies the classic noir detective. He's hard-boiled, moralistic, witty, existential, and wears a really long trench coat all the time. And as for femme fatales, we've got a lot. We've got Rachel Rawson, heiress to the Rawson Corporation, they make androids, who strikes a connection with Rick, and their sexual tension eventually turns her into an ally who helps him hunt the last few androids left before she turns evil and screws him over. Then we have Luba Luft, an opera singer who's working with a tightly knit network of androids trying to assimilate into society. She tries to manipulate Rick sexually, and when that doesn't work, she uses her cunning to trap him and get him killed. And our final femme fatale is Pris Stratton, who doesn't really meet Rick until the last chapter, but she plays a big role with Isidore in the subplot. Isidore tries desperately to befriend Pris when she one day randomly moves into his building, and admittedly, she's not all that great of a person. She's kind of a jerk with the way he treats him until it's convenient for her and her buddies. And she's not like your traditional femme fatale who uses, like, sex and charm to manipulate him. She's just like, okay, if you help us, I'll talk to you. So, that was my book talk on Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and I hope you come to read it in the future.